Well, this is new to have music on the loading screen for PF. Granted, I'm in the test place, but that's definitely new. So somebody sent me a message about this. I apologize. I can't find who it was. The MC51, usually called the MC51 SD, but I prefer to use a compensator on it, apparently got a little bit of a buff. It could shoot up to 600 rate of fire now instead of 550, I believe it was. So it makes it somewhat useful. It could 3-shot or 2-shot. Wait, hold up a second. It could 2-shot to the torso up to about 20 studs, so really strong close range. And then of course it falls off at a longer range up to like 121 studs. It becomes a 4-shot. And having only 600 fire rate, usually not that great, but when you couple that with, you know, the close range damage, Jesus Christ, the close range damage, it's actually pretty decent. So I kind of wanted to take a look at it. I always liked the sound of this gun, but unfortunately using things like a compensator or a muzzle brake is just going to be better. Actually, I think muzzle brake overall would be much better here, so I'll probably swap that out in a second. But having that super high damage and just that little bit of fire rate buff makes it somewhat usable. It's not going to compete with anything like assault rifles. You have things like the G36, which I think is like 700 rate of fire and 4-shot all ranges. So at any sort of distance, this still loses over an assault rifle. But I don't think many of us really expect carbines to be useful at a long range, or well, not at least useful, but compete with the better guns at a long range. They shouldn't. Granted, I don't know too much about like guns and their specifics, but I don't believe carbines are meant for super long range fighting. I could be completely wrong. Chances are I am. But so far, not too bad. Like, we're actually kind of running through people. Now, I know everyone's kind of testing out guns right now, and I'm kind of just beating up on a bunch of kids using a pistol, which I feel a little bit bad about. But hey, we're also trying out a little bit of a gun update, so whatever. Having that 3-shot to the torso is actually really nice. I liked this gun, like I said, because of the way it sounded, but having a little bit of a fire rate buff and maybe even throwing a muzzle booster on this might not be the worst thing you could ever do. I really don't know, though. Let's go ahead and pick up this guy's gun, because I'm all out of ammo, and my MC51. Pretty rough. This is a disgusting sight to use on a pistol. Whoever I pick this up off of, in the rare chance that you see this video, try something new. I also haven't tried anything on the test place recently. Like, it's probably been a good month or two since I've been on the test place, or at least like for more than just one thing. I think I uploaded a video somewhat recently using a gun from here, but it wasn't, you know, anything more than that. Didn't try anything else. But they added like 1 million new pistols and a ton of new models, which is, that's a pretty, wait, hold on. That's actually a pretty cool inspect animation. Wait a second. I actually really like that. Hello? Anyways, yeah, sorry, that was really cool. It caught me off guard. But yeah, they updated like a ton of different pistols. I know they made some pistol ammo types into just normal guns. I think it was something like the G17's 50 cal ammo, or whatever you want to call it, the .50 conversion, is now its own gun, which they gave like some explanation for it. I don't know, something, the gun shouldn't technically have that in real life. I don't know. It's the same thing. It's now its own gun, which is a good and bad thing, I think. It's weird to say because I personally don't like how many guns we have at this point in Phantom Forces. I know for a new player, seeing the opportunity and seeing the amount of available options is really cool, but once you get like into the thick of it, it's not as special anymore. You know, once you've been playing for a long time, I feel like you end up resorting back to what you know anyways. So it's cool initially, but then it kind of falls off. But that's not the point of this video. That's a complaint for another time. So far, if this guy wasn't lying to me, because there's definitely a chance this gun always had 600 rate of fire, but I don't think so. It seems to be shooting a decent bit faster. So far, the gun's actually good. Like, I wouldn't mind using this on the main game in normal lobbies. That 3-shot torso makes it what it is, and also being able to 2-shot headshot as well. You can't forget that. You could 2-shot headshot at quite a bit of range. I'm not sure the specific range, but it's not that bad. Now, the gun has an okay amount of, I would say, visual recoil more than actual recoil. The gun jumps a lot, like visually, so you could see that I'm having to pull down a decent bit, and even just trying to see who I'm shooting at could be a little bit difficult. Now, that could be simply because I'm using a coyote sight, and it's just not the best with a recoil like this. In all honesty, maybe even an AMT Terminator would be the move. But AMT Terminator, in my opinion, can also make it kind of weird to hit headshots, especially when somebody's sitting behind cover. So I'm going to stick with this for now. I also thought that a switch to a muzzle brake would have been probably necessary almost, but it's really not. Like, we're still just doing amazing. This map is so, God, the spawn trap on this map is like one of the worst out of any map that PF ever had. So I'm kind of just bullying them, which I feel a little bad about, but whatever. Let's try it with a muzzle brake just to see how it behaves. I'm not expecting too crazy of a difference though. Okay. a lot more manageable on the vertical recoil, it feels. At least like the visual recoil doesn't seem too crazy different, but the actual jump that you're getting, more manageable. I wouldn't say a muzzle brake is necessary. Like if you had the compensator unlocked and not the muzzle brake, I think the compensator comes first. If you had one or the other unlocked, I don't think it's going to change it too much. On some guns, the difference between a compensator and a muzzle brake is much, much more noticeable. So for this, I think you can get away with either. I don't think it's going to really cost you anything. Oh, okay, relax. I actually don't think I would mind this coming to the main game. Granted, I haven't played PF that much recently, and I could be wishing pain upon everyone. The Grizzly, that's a new secondary, because this could actually be like bad for everyone. I don't know. It's been so long since I've really sat down and played consistently. Too bad of an update. I don't think I'm going to drag this video out because I don't feel like rambling here for 10 minutes is going to benefit anyone. MC51 is pretty cool now. With the right setup and everything, it's actually a strong, relatively usable gun. Not that the gun was ever terrible. The chance of you ever seeing people using it in the main game is not that high. I'd go to argue that I haven't really seen one used in many, many months. It's been a real long time. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's really inconsistent with uploads, but PF hasn't always been the most, interesting thing to me lately. So doing my best, probably going to upload some more Valorant stuff. No, I'm not quitting PF for everyone who's asking, but thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.